Good morning, everybody. Monday, the 18th of June, 2018. Hot as hell. As soon as that hot ball comes up, oh yeah. Anyway, so we got the 320 seeds started in the soil blocks over there in that little mini greenhouse. And then last night, Julie and I were out here running the BCS tiller to till up the garden. And this morning's exercise before it gets too hot and we call it a day and disengage until this evening when it cools off is to get tarps deployed onto the garden to really knock down the weeds, the grass, and the cover crop that we tilled in last night. Got about 4 to 6 weeks before those seeds are ready to transplant. So I need to do two major things. I need to get this soil prepped, and then I need to work on the irrigation system, which is the next project. So on we go. You're getting poo-poo all over you, knucklehead. Now she's happy. Alrighty, we got the first row, which actually covers 2 planted rows, set, and I started the second one. But man, it is so darn hot. I think we're gonna take a break for a couple hours and do something else. But that's a good start.
You know you might be a farmer when your feet look like that in the morning. Eek!
Those beautiful sardines. Who likes sardines? I like sardines.
Good girl. Eat the meat.
To take a look at this. The thing about that is it's all about forward thinking and forward looking people, and that's what Vancouver is about. Vancouver is nothing if it's not forward thinking, cutting edge, and this is, in my view, the most leading edge.
This is my next little chores. You may recall from a video the other day, it's the new Springfield Armory M1A chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor, and I just put a SADLAK military grade scope mount on it, which took a while. It's a little bit of a complicated process. Now I've got the scope rings on, getting ready to mount a Vortex PST scope on it. Really nice scope. But if you're not familiar with the concept of lapping, this is what lapping is. So I'm creating a really precise mounting surface for that scope. And what this really is kind of using this tube here and a 220 grit sanding compound. And what we do is basically, what we're trying to create is these rings to be very, as close to perfectly circular or tubular as possible. They're not perfectly manufactured, which creates a situation where a scope might not have enough mounting surface where on a rifle this powerful, the impact from the recoil could loosen the scope or cause it to come off zero or whatever. So this is a technique that we use, again called lapping, L-A-P-P-I-N-G, that grinds down the internals of these two rings to make a perfectly circular mounting surface, so that when I get the scope in here and we really lock it down, that scope will never move. And it's kind of a boring process. It's just a matter of going back and forth with this solid steel rod, and again with a lapping compound, which is like a grinding or polishing compound. And I'm kind of cheating. A lot of times we use a knob that goes in that hole there, and you just kind of use it by hand to go back and forth. But why not use a drill if you have one, right? Alright guys, here's an example of the results of lapping. So you can kind of see there, this lighter gray here, that's actually ground down. And the darker area here has not been ground yet, so that was a low spot. Our objective here is to get about 80% of the total surface ground. So this one's, you know, so there's a low spot here and a low spot here. This one looks pretty good. The top of the front ring was nearly perfect. Look at that. totally ground, no low spots. So that will completely contact the scope. And that one is not bad as well. Quite a bit of material to ground off. So I'm pretty happy with that as a result. I think for a non-competition rifle, that's probably good enough. And now it's a matter of just getting that scope mounted up. Well, alrighty, and the next step of the process is to make sure the scope is level and levelly mounted on the rifle. So the first thing we want to look and make sure is that the rifle is demonstrably level, and as you can see there, it is. And then with the rifle level, there is a level for the scope, and as we can see, it too is level. So now all I have to do is lock it down. Now we come down to the last step, which is locking these scope rings down to a specific torque. In this case, 20 inch pounds. Once you could just using the basically a torque wrench, a gunsmithing torque wrench. Click every time it clicks. We're at our allocated torque. A lot of screws in this particular ring set. Alright. Basically complete. Love it. Time to go shoot it. Alright, we waited until the sun kind of went down. It got a little cooler anyway. Got that second row of tarps into the garden to kill the crabgrass and get ready to plant some tomatoes and cantaloupes and zucchini and cucumbers in about 4 to 6 weeks, once they grow into plantable size from that little mini greenhouse over there. Well, we finally found out which one of you two is the mama. She was just nursing those two. It's a regular baby bunny party in here now. They're cleaning, drinking water, eating pellet food. Some eating a little bit of hay earlier. I think you guys are officially teenagers. That's what Mama said. They're teenagers. Get them out of my cage.